Christmas time is here again. Beatles, Merry Christmas, you bunch of absolute bastards. And welcome to the Book of Noel, a podcast where we take a Christmas film that's terrible and talk about it for 39 minutes. I'm Joe. This is Connell. Christmas time is when all your loved ones gather together and celebrate love, which is why Sazzy and Lizzie fucked off. No. It's just us two this year. No hard feelings at all. We left it very late, and the other two are busy. But hopefully they'll be with us again next year, eh? Yeah. So in the meantime, we've got 6 terrible Christmas films for your consideration, shown on the screen now. Those listening on podcasts, this is also a YouTube channel, and vice versa. But for the purposes of those listening, I will tell you that the first one today is A Christmas Prince. Then we have Christmas Chronicles. Oh, God. Then we have Noel Diary, Christmas on Mistletoe Farm, A Christmas Miracle for Daisy. I haven't watched that one yet. I'm looking forward to that. And we finish with Princess Switch. That's right. We've taken a deep dive into the Netflix cinematic Christmas universe. So without further ado, here's Connell with his synopsis of The Christmas Prince.
Synopsis!
The king of Aldovia has died, and his heir needs to be in place by Christmas or Christmas Eve. I don't know, really. I wasn't really listening at that point.
That, isn't it?
Yeah. Why is there a deadline, and why is it such an important day?
Read the decree. It says now.
It must be at this time. All the world's worst journalists come to cover the story. And being a privileged prince, he cancels the press conference. He don't cancel it like in advance or whilst they're in the airport even. He cancels it when they get to his house. So they're all in, sat down, and he goes, right, they can all fuck off, can't they? I'm sick of them. Get out.
Just looking through the curtain like, now.
Yeah, you should be grateful because, like, how have they found Aldovia anyway?
It's not on that map behind you.
Yeah, there's certainly no Aldovia on that. I've checked.
I've looked.
Yeah.
Aldovia.
Yeah. An American magazine sends their worst journalist over to cover the story. She's not even a full-time journalist. She's like doing tea runs and stuff like that at the start. When she finds out the press conference is cancelled, she decides, I can't go back empty-handed, even though she definitely could have, because she could have just gone to her editor and gone, sorry, the press conference got cancelled. Nothing I could have done about it.
Princess
if
Raj,
I'd have done anything more,
story.
I'd have been like breaking the law, and they could have like shot me or whatever they do in Aldovia. You don't know the laws in different countries, do you? They could have cut her head off and put it on a spike, and that'd have been a pretty good film, wouldn't it? She's walking through the grounds, and like there's loads of journalists with their heads on spikes. She's like, "Fuck it, hell, I'm in over my head here." But yeah,
lots of journalists are like Richard Madeley and Gary Bushel's head. He got Bushel.
So instead,
not Stuart Heritage.
Instead of going home, she sneaks away into the castle and pretends to be a tutor for the king's younger sister, or the princess. Yeah, and the prince sees how good she is with his disabled sister and decides, I'm going to crack on.
Yeah,
I'm going to crack on with her. She's a bit of all right. There's very Beauty and the Beast vibes in this bit, you know, like where they're romancing each other in a castle environment. Like
got her pretty much hostage.
Yeah, throwing snowballs, all that kind of jazz. There's a bit about a bow and arrow. That had a bit of a Robin Hood vibe to it. So there's a lot of Disney films coming in at this point.
Aladdin, probably. Do they sing a song to each other? I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm probably right. Well, it looks like a Disney castle.
It does, doesn't it? It's got some very Disney vibes kicking about. And it's nice. We all like Disney, apart from those that don't.
Having the shit ones.
Then the journalist digs up some dirt on him. And like she goes to like the pool house or something. I don't know what building this is.
It's quite
a different
convenient how
building.
she finds it. Yeah.
She finds his adoption papers, and it turns out he's not the heir to the throne because he's not in the bloodline.
It's
which
a
means
weird little
everything for
system
them.
of succession they've got there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's not primogeniture because otherwise the little sister would be next in line.
Yeah.
It's not porphyrogeniture because again the little sister would be in line. It's really.
It's
What
good to have you
system is
here.
this? Thanks, man.
Those
Born in
words
the
have
purple.
never passed any other person's lips. And you just pull them out, and then everyone's scrabbling around like, "Oh, what the fuck is all this that he's on about?" And they're looking it up now over Christmas.
Are they? Do you promise?
There will be. There'll be dictionaries flying. Progeniferia or whatever you said.
Porphyrogeniture. It means
That's
born
it.
in the
That's
purple.
what I said. Born in the purple.
It means that you become. You can only be a monarch if you were born during the reign of the king or emperor, queen, whatever.
All right. Okay.
It's not like we've got primogeniture, which is the firstborn, and men take precedence
so
over
like
women.
Will's baby will eventually be there, even though he was born way before Will.
It's not fair, Connell, but it's a more stable system, and that is what they're looking for in medieval kingdoms. So, Anyway, what we're talking about? Oh yeah,
she digs up some dirt, and then the baddies that I haven't mentioned yet sneak in her room, snooping about, and find these documents that she's been hiding because she wants to protect this new love interest that she's got.
Yeah.
And they think, right, well, we can steal the throne now because cousins. Is he a cousin? The baddie?
Yeah.
Would be next in line if not for this guy. I can't remember any names in any of these films. King Richard, yeah.
Prince Richard,
soon to be king. Yeah, it all makes sense apart from the nephew's bit. The journalist then has to decode a riddle.
Weird, isn't it?
About a Wesley Bob shaped like an almond or whatever. And
I heard Wesley Bob for about 20 years. Great grandma Doris used to say that.
Yeah, little Wesley Bob.
Is that after? Oh, I'm going to do the same as porphyrogeniture. John Wesley, the founder of Methodism, I think it might be. Go on.
There you go. And inside it, she finds the place where the king has hidden a new law that he has instated, which means that the adopted son is classed as the bloodline and can take over the role. Rather than just making that public knowledge, he risks it and thinks, oh no, I'll make it a fun little twat about. I'll put it in a Wesley Bob and this lass can try and find it. If she doesn't, then tough titty, innit? Like, you know, I've got bigger problems. I'm dead. You know, I can't be worrying about who's next in line, really. I've tried my best. If you can't find it, fuck you.
Connell, he was a bloody good king, though.
He sounds like a stand-up guy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loved his people.
So what happens next is he's now king. Richard's now king, but he's pissed off at the journo because she was lying about being a tutor. So she goes back to New York, all upset, like, oh no, can't be doing this. She quits her job because they didn't like the story she put out because it was just facts rather than slating this guy. And then you think all hope's lost, and then you see him in the street in the snow, like, oh my God, he's here. And he gets down on one knee and goes, I need a queen. And then they're rattling, I assume. The New York Rattle, it should have been called, this film. Snow Time in New York, the New York Rattle. I'm good at titling films.
I need a queen, daughter.
He does. Well, he does. You know, he's kings for you. They're always after a bit of queens.
6 sometimes.
Yeah.
So, Connell, the Christmas Prince. This is the big, not the big one, but the big Christmas Netflix spectacular.
Yeah, they've done 3 of them now.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Have you?
Yeah. They if you can only imagine, they get worse in quality.
Oh, do they? I didn't think that'd happen.
3's weird. 3's got like a curse vibe. Not vibe, there's just a curse in it.
Because does she have a baby in that one?
Oh, yeah.
The cursed baby. Is it an evil baby? The devil baby?
I think so. I think he's a really, really nasty lad. and he's not
Do you know
invited
what?
to the throne.
He sounds like a better story idea than what they did come up with.
Yeah,
I can't imagine theirs. He tops Devil Baby.
I think this is a film, and no offense for morons, it's a real lowest common denominator like feeling to it, like where that bit where she curtsies like that. Who's laughing at that? Who saw that and thought,
brilliant,
really good? That actually,
this is brilliant. This is a franchise I want to back. I'm
And
going to
there's
watch
two
all
more.
3 of these. Fucking hell, 2 more. There's a Devil Baby at the end. I cannot wait. It starts out. There's a song on it at the very start that is definitely a Christmas song that I've heard, but I've never heard it before.
Can afford rocking around the Christmas tree, which it is, but it
just pulls from all Christmas songs and goes, we'll have that bit from Pipes of Peace, that bit from War Is Over, that bit from Slade, that bit from Mud. Stick it all in, mix it all up. There you go. You've got a Christmas song, haven't you? And it's excellent.
The first cloth that you chop from is Pipes of Peace by Paul McCartney. It's a great song.
It's a great song.
I light a candle to I love.
It's because I've just listened to it. It's the only one in my mind, I'm like, right, start off. Where do you start? One we've just heard, Pipes of Peace.
Yeah.
Followed by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Ooh.
That one's different, isn't it?
You are not fucking around. Neither of them are technically Christmas songs.
Yeah, they could get away with not being Christmas songs, but I like that they are.
That. It's not really a Christmas song. It's not actually. Fuck off. I'll listen to it when I want.
Yeah.
It reminds
me of Christmas. Yeah. It's like I find Fargo a Christmas film.
Is the bit where he's pushing the body into the chipping machine.
Yeah. Not because it's Christmassy, just because there's snow on it. And that's enough for me a lot of the time. Just a bit of snow is enough. But that's Christmassy enough.
The Thing, is that a Christmas film for you?
It could be, yeah. I've seen it once, but I'd happily get it into the rotation, yeah. Sure, I like that film. It's funny, isn't it? Kurt Russell's second best film after Christmas Chronicles.
We'll get to that piece in a minute. Bloody hell, a rubbish film. Walt Disney's last words were Kurt Russell.
Were they? What were he saying? Get me Kurt Russell?
I think he was saying he's going to be our next star, because he was only a lad then, like 68, something like that. Or he could have just been saying, tell you what's bloody good. Back Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Time to die.
All aboard with Kurt Russell.
Goldie Hawn. And I tell you what they had a budget for. Best friend characters. They've got 2 in this film.
Yeah.
And I love that they're getting all bases covered. One's black and one's gay.
That's true. Yeah, the best friends.
Yeah, they've just got a kind of checklist all done in the first 10 minutes. Now let's go to a white country with white characters.
We don't need any of them now. all the diversity is in New York, and keep it fucking there.
Because
now let's get to Aldovia, where it's pure.
It's weird,
fucking strange place. Even all the journalists, I think. I wasn't paying attention to that bit because some of the worst acting were in that bit.
Yeah. It's like, it's beautiful because they're all extras and one of them got a line. Does this mean he's abdicating the throne?
I've got that line written down. I'm keeping my eye on him because he's clearly going to be the worst in this film.
You're going to see a lot more from him in future, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So what have we got? Oh, I tell you what. She's an orphan, and that counts for so much in this game.
See a lot of orphans in these films, don't you?
Yeah. Did we not add that to the Christmas bingo?
Possibly, because
I think we did last year.
It must be, because the 3 that I've watched so far have all got dead parents.
Yeah.
And it makes for a better film. I don't need the deadwood of
I do
an extra
like
parent.
The hangover of grief. I am very keen on that.
Yeah. Something to reflect upon, innit?
Redemption by numbers, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is what she would have wanted. While she's putting a Wesley Bob on the tree. Wesley Bob's a bauble, an ornament, if you care.
So Aldovia, Sounds
It's
very
great. It's
like
great.
European, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Got a lovely RP accent, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's quite clear which royal family of Europe they're aping.
Yeah.
He is your Aldi Isle of Mystery version of Wills. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a beard
Prince
at the
William.
start.
What's
Which
your
is
read
nice.
on that beard, Con? What did you think of that beard?
Lovely stuff. It looked like someone had swept up the barbershop floor and stuck it to his face.
Didn't look a beard at all.
No.
Yeah, I tell you what, that hair's on the way out, just like William.
Enjoy that while it lasts.
Yeah, get every style you can, because that hair is not long for this world.
They're not allowed to shave their heads either, are they? The royals.
Oh,
I've heard. They have to just put up with it.
Against protocol. Fucking protocol.
Yeah, but you look a cunt.
We were going to not swear before this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry, bleep that out.
I think like the fifth word I said was fuck, so we've done it now.
But yeah, it looks so bad.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, Connell, her ponytail game is top draw. She has an excellent ponytail at the beginning.
There's her and the woman in Better Call Saul. They're the two best ponytails on TV right now.
I haven't seen Better Call Saul. So.
What's her name? I can't remember her name in it. She's nice. She's the main woman in it, but her ponytail comes out the back. Yeah, goes lovely and straight down, but then like ringlets at the bottom. It's fantastic.
Oh man,
the best ponytail on TV.
I like the vetting system for new staff at this castle that she's gone to. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, to say these are the royals.
Someone's just snuck in. Are you the American tutor for Emily? Yeah. Come with me. You do promise you haven't got a knife and you're not mental, yeah?
Yeah. I can't make any promises.
How do you curtsy again?
Yeah.
Ming Vase, I had a doctor out of wages.
He found it funny.
Yeah.
She knocks over a Ming vase and he's like, that's funny, isn't it?
600 years old, that.
And that's the difference between us and them. If she'd have knocked over my Ming vase, I'd have gone for a fucking throat. Do you know how much that's worth? Cheeky cow.
I really liked in the New York, really cool New York diverse little office they've got for the magazine. It's got previous articles of all the Prince when he's been in the media and what have you. I really like that it looks like you've just given your granddad like Microsoft Paint 96 and gone, do your best. It was terrible. It looked awful.
Yeah. As I say, no budget. Like, what do you mean you need a designer to design the front cover of these magazines? Well, it's part of the film. It's going to look shit if we don't.
I like
tough shit.
You can afford a Ming. You're knocking Ming vases over and laughing, but she can't afford a mouse cage for a pet. Instead, it's a goldfish ball. Mouse is like,
that's where mice live.
Yeah, I can't go up, remember? So all this space is useless. I could just go on the floor bit. Yeah. And that mouse is pissing everywhere on that chair.
Definitely rubbing its genitals all over that and ruining a chair.
What did you think of Emily, the princess? Crutches.
I hated her.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing I've got, really. There's not a lot of children in films that I can bear. They just grate on me because they're so precocious. And it's not the character that's precocious. It's the actor who believes I'm good enough to be in this role. I'm 7 and I'm good enough to be here. You're fucking not. You're not good enough yet. You haven't got. There's no emotion runs through you that is aware of
when she's talking about
characters are going through.
Oh,
yeah,
the heart of stone.
Oh God, I just don't like any of that.
I get it. Now, obviously, I'm not laughing at the illness at all, but just the direction. She says, I've got spina bifida and there is no cure. And the piano music that comes on immediately afterwards.
Yeah,
Fucking hell, laying it on thick there.
Yeah. She gets deep quick, doesn't she?
It's a lot more slapstick than I remember this film.
Yeah.
Knocking vases over and shooting arrows through windows and like,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a
I
lot
like
of
that
prat
bit.
falling. And I'd forgotten that. She was like, I don't know, I don't know. It was really, for a Hallmark film, it felt like she was a kind of pencil mustache away from like eating a shoe with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
Or wallpaper not staying up when you're cutting someone's tie off with scissors.
Yeah. Falling through, well, the windows, the
House
castle
falling.
falls down and she's like through the window. Yeah. That joke.
Holding onto the back of a sleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going back to that little girl a minute, the wheelchair choice for this little girl was such an odd one.
Kind of old-fashioned.
Because she's a little girl, you know, yet she's driving around in a granddad's wheelchair.
It's like Mr. Potters from It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Sentimental hogwash.
She did look like that with a tartan blanket over her knee and stuff. Surely that little girl would
and then
rather
when
have
Uncle
like
Billy leaves the newspaper on his lap with the $8,000 in it. Where's the money, you old crow?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to seeing that film this year.
Seeing it at the cinema.
Oh mate, it's such a good film.
The best. It's
It
Wonderful
is the
Life.
best.
It keeps getting mentioned in these films as well.
Yeah.
I think of the 3 we've watched so far, 2 of them mention it, not this one. Be very careful. Yeah, you know, a significantly shitter film shouldn't be talking about Casablanca, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Emily does thaw to Amber quite quickly because she's an ice queen to start with.
Yeah, she's
playing pranks
shit,
on her. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna crush you. But then,
but you would be if I was a princess.
Yeah,
I would be. I'd be like, there's no problem I've got, and there's literally no consequences for anything I do. I mean, look at Prince Andrew. Yeah, like all I want to do is piss around with some mice. I'm not going to get in much trouble, am I?
Can you sweat at Pizza Express? Yeah, my favorite character is definitely
Go on,
the Queen, the mum.
Yeah,
because
nice choice.
I shouldn't really laugh at this, but she can't pronounce her R's properly. So when she says, "We the Queen," they knew what they were doing. They're right. Have you heard her talk? Right, change that. Instead of announce the document, say read the decree, but you can't pronounce her eyes. Just read the decree.
The director doing like 50 takes. Say it again. Say it again.
Like that. So on the Wikipedia page, Rose McIver, who's the lead in it, it says Rose McIver enjoys crosswords and Sudoku. I mean, that's all people have got to say about it. Imagine, I like those things too, kind of. They're all right. But Joe prefers red wine to white.
Joe's booked a holiday on teletext once.
Yeah. Never again.
Yeah.
Joe's been to Iceland, not the store. I have been to the store, but I've been to the country too.
I don't think I've ever been in an Iceland store. Seen them, walked past one.
It is.
I don't think I've ever been in
there.
Is it?
Yeah. Got me advent calendars. Do you want to see?
Oh yeah, I'd like
a Christmassy thing to talk about, isn't it?
Yeah, I ain't got out Christmassy.
Never mind. Oh, Terry's chocolate orange.
It's not Terry's, it's mine.
Thank you, Aldi. No, Lidl.
Lidl's good, mate. I've always been an Aldi kid.
I'm an Aldi kid, but
never really gave Lidl the time of day.
Yeah.
And I don't like saying this.
Give a little bit. Give a little bit. Yeah.
Give a little bit. Give a little bit of your heart. Whatever. Anyway.
There's not many songs that go with Aldi. Aldi on the line. Oh, that's rubbish.
I was always an Aldi kid and I loved it. I'm like, oh, you got to get to Aldi, all the dump bins and that. And Lidl just never really did it for me. And then I went to the Big Lidl.
Yeah.
And I'm worried I'm giving away a little hidden gem here, and it's going to be full to the rafters. But the Lidl in Bingley in Bradford,
is that?
It's the king of supermarkets, mate. Because Aldi's great, but you can't get all of the stuff, so you have to go to like Morrison's to get like proper nappies or your
chicken
brand
dippers,
name shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I don't want to have to do that. Lidl just goes like that, blends the two. You've got Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes, but you've also got Lidl's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes.
That's great.
They've got the best of both worlds, mate. It's fantastic, and it's massive, this one, Bingley. But yeah, please don't go. I often go on a weekday morning, so I miss all the fucking crowds.
There's no flies on you, Con.
I'm not telling you which weekday.
You're Aldi.
Work it out.
You know the one.
Talking about that Queen you mentioned a minute ago, there's a point where she goes, I happen to know my way around a bobsleigh, and gives this proper suggestive look as if she means cock. I know my way around a bobsleigh. Do you now?
I like, it says, the most important thing to you is that I'm next in line to the throne, which is what Richard says to the scheming, opportunistic woman who is his old flame and gets off with him and then marries his cousin. So he says, the most important thing is that to you is that I'm next in line to the throne. Literally, the next line is, I'm sorry I did what I did all those years ago. I was young and stupid. That made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Because
what do you mean?
If you
you've done something
because she cheated on you, then the most important thing to her isn't the throne. It's who's the fittest.
Yeah.
Who's the sexiest. I suppose it's not important, is it? But yeah, he's going to be a terrible king.
There's a bit where she's in the woods, the journalist's in the woods with a horse.
Yeah.
There's a few little bits to it. So at first, she's talking to the horse, and it made me wonder, is the horse the most talked to animal in films, or is it the dog?
Dog.
Do you think dogs get more airtime? But horses you always have a conversation with a horse.
I do.
But, dogs too. We all chat to dogs, don't we?
Speaking of which, I did not expect a wolf scene.
The wolf scene was amazing. And you know what? One wolf stood still. It's neither threatening nor scary in any way.
Shut up.
It's not.
You, I could probably deck a wolf. You on about?
One wolf running at me and biting me. Yeah, sure, I'm scared shitless.
It's gonna do that. It's not just gonna stay there.
It stood still and went.
It was growling at her. It's threatening.
We've all been growled at. I got growled at on the bus once by a woman. That's as far as it went.
Done?
I just looked at her funny, and she.
Really?
I think she called me a bastard as well.
Really?
But, I was a bastard.
So, Prince Richard, he can't make the media event because he's having a snowball fight with some orphans. He's a great
kind
guy.
heart,
It's such a lack of feeling, that snowball fight. It's like, oh, you pesky kids, get out of here. I don't know. It wasn't like.
Yeah. How long does it take before you're really into it and you're aiming to hurt these kids? I'd take it too far so quickly. I'd be like, shit, I've busted his nose.
Like ice balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little rocks
in the face as well. I'm not pissing around with getting you on the hood whilst you're running away. I want facial icebergs. And then I'm in trouble with his mum, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was trying to do something nice. And now she's here, calling me a bastard and growling at me.
Calling police. Come on, let's tell you what. Prince Richard's dress sense, discuss. What you taking from that?
From what I remember, there's a fair few gilets in there, isn't there?
Oh.
TK Maxx specials, do you reckon?
I think they went.
They have TK Maxx in Aldovia.
TJ Maxx, like it is in America, for no good reason. They just came here with their shop and went, well, we've got to change the J to a K.
Yeah.
Speaking of owning, he really owns the tie and shirt with a V-neck jumper over the top look.
The geography teacher.
Yeah, handsome. Come on.
Has he got a side part in at all times?
Well, it's kind of that up thing that everyone has
Oh,
these
yeah.
days. I think a jumper and a shirt are kind of square uniforms, aren't they? It's what square people wear, in it, really.
Yeah.
Jumper
Yeah.
and a shirt. Jumper. I'm not a jumper guy. I'm not a jumper guy.
I try, but I often feel that it doesn't suit me. I've got one on now.
I don't think it's good for
And it's
regulating heat.
massive.
They're too hot. Jumpers are too hot. Academics call it the snowball scene, the toboggan scene. You've got Emily, the princess, and Amber having a snowball fight. Richard's on horseback, and there's a little cut where he enters the shot and kind of it kind of zooms in on his beautiful, handsome face. It's really good. I love a hunk.
I like that.
Sexy
I like
men.
handsome. I don't like muscle bound. That's too much for me.
You just want someone who's going to protect you.
I get it. You know, like The Rock's good looking, but the muscles are too much for me. I like them to be nice, normal physique. I don't like them fat.
Yeah.
You know, I've got fat covered. I like them nice, svelte, handsome. Hair, not bothered about. Can keep their hair, they can shave their head, not bothered.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, I do like my men handsome.
When Amber is outed as a journalist, because she's essentially pulling the wool over their eyes.
Yeah.
She's deceitful. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, that whole dynasty could be jeopardized by your duplicity. And so it's revealed, yes, I am a journalist. She's forgiven pretty quickly. That just inconvenient plot point there. Yeah. Whatever. She'd be hanged at Tyburn.
Get her head on a spike.
Yeah, head on a spike next to Gary Bushell.
I'd like it if he got so angry that he put her head on a spike before they'd even cut it off. Just like Mortal Kombat, like smashes her head on a spike and she's going, ah! And then they start hacking the head off.
Lane have pierced my head on a spike. The best line in this whole thing. Always the rebel, always will be. Says the man wearing a knitted jumper from the car.
Yeah, you look like a rebel, you fucking loser.
Always the rebel, always will be. Fuck off.
Why is he a rebel? Because he wore a fake beard in a taxi and nicked a taxi.
Yeah,
that's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
That literally was out of line. She was in line and he just jumped it. Like, I'm having that.
This podcast is going excellently. A line that got me. I actually did. It did touch me a little bit. It's the only thing in this where I wasn't kind of, this is stupid. She said, I can't toboggan because I'm broken. And she says, you're not broken. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
These films are shit, but I'm not made of stone. That was nice.
Yeah.
I can't because I'm broken. You're
nice.
not broken. Oh, maybe Christmas will be all right.
The problem with this film is that I knew every single beat. Like before it even came, it was like with the first 5 minutes, I'm like, all right, okay, I see what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's going to pull the wool over their eyes. Yeah. And then she did. Just everything was very predictable.
In New York.
Yeah. He's going to marry her at end. Yeah. Oh, there he is.
It would be a little bit weird if it just ended on a see you then.
Yeah. No, some twists would have been nice.
You know that Harridan that wanted to get only cares about the throne, shacked up with her now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, convenient, isn't it? She's from a good bloodline.
Emily gives Amber the bracelet as a thank you. She opens it and goes, Emily. And I wanted to go, it's fucking hideous. Because that was a rank bracelet. I know nothing about jewelry, but I know enough to know that was horrible. I love when she's coming down the stairs in that big frock and everyone gasps. Now, she's an attractive woman, obviously, and I'm not being a pig, but she looked fine. It was just a dress.
Again, it's budgets, isn't it?
Yeah. Like Converse.
Sometimes you see films where they've clearly spent all the budget on an actor and they have to scrape through and go, oh, I hope like Gary Sinise can carry this film. This one didn't have that actor in it. There was no big actor. It's not like they spent the money on something. They just were given nothing. Like, no, we've spent the money on that house. And if you want another penny, you can fucking whistle.
You can tell the budget, because who gets crowned during a ball?
Yeah.
Isn't that quite a specific ceremony? It's quite big and posh, and maybe in a church or something like that.
Like when England do it, it's quite the spectacle, isn't it?
It's like me getting my degree right after I'd been fingering Tiffany Parker behind Rio's dance floor, you know. And now read the degree. Joe, read the degree.
Oh God,
she's great. It makes no sense that a king would hide evidence inside an acorn, a Wesley Bob Christmas bauble acorn. Just change the law and tell everyone you've done it instead of leaving clues. That's what always gets me about the Paul McCartney dead conspiracy, is that the Beatles therefore left clues. Usually when you've done something you want to cover up, you don't do that, because that'll mean that people can find out. Yeah, it's it's madness. And this is, I suppose, it's a little bit different, but yeah, I won't just change the law and make it because they just passed that law. They just get there in time. And if they hadn't, if it wasn't for the tenacity of Amber, then they wouldn't have solved it. And that, let's face it, bad man wouldn't be king, would still be king. And that's all on the predecessor king. Bullshit. Yeah.
Stupid.
That crown, you talk about budget. That crown, man. Did you see that piece of dirt?
Yeah, it's all bad.
Oh, that card. It's that Burger King crown.
Being the Burger King, son.
What a load of bollocks that ending is. That ending, man. I loved that his middle name's Bevan. No, that was fun.
That was quite a nice twist.
But that ending where on Christmas Day, and the kind of opportunistic woman and queen, she says, oh no, we have to do this now, otherwise it's too late. Where does it say that? Who made these laws?
I don't want to knock a country, but luckily this is a fictional country.
Yeah.
It's a load of shit. They've got nothing in place. It's all over the place.
Now, Netflix loves its monarchy. America never should have got rid of the monarchy because they love it more than we do. Yeah. And that's a fact.
Yeah. Maybe they love it because they got rid of it.
But how does a constitutional monarch have the whipping hand over the prime minister? That's mental. There'd be a revolution.
Aldovia, mate.
What's the point in a prime minister if you're going to tell him what to do? It's not how it works. Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, it's New Year's Eve at the end. A dad's cafe. I love how dead that cafe is.
Yeah.
Absolutely dead. It's dying on its ass. That place is closed now.
In New York.
Yeah.
In New York.
Who's going to a cafe on New Year's Eve? Go to a pub. Go to a cafe. Oh, yeah, let's go have some coffee at midnight.
Yeah, it's not like New York's got any good pubs or anything, is it? I think it's fucking dead, isn't it, when you go there? Especially on New Year's Eve. What do they do? Like, they don't do anything special.
A ball in Times Square that goes down.
Yeah, they don't do anything special.
You could be in the drunk tank singing a song about, might be your last one. That was Christmas Eve, isn't it?
They're in that.
Oh, I get to listen to that soon.
They're in that cafe and they don't even have the hootenanny on. They're fucking stupid.
So, your lookout.
Yeah.
No wonder your business
a bit of boogie woogie.
On top of anything, you got Skin from Skunk and Nancy. Today we got Tom York. I didn't ask you to do that.
To be honest, Jules, I hate it.
We've got Twisted Sister. What a changing rooms theme over the top of that. He's brilliant, isn't he?
Changing rooms. Yeah, he is. He knows what he likes and he's sticking with it. And he's forcing it down everyone's throat. And I like that kind of person.
I like that a newly crowned king, so he's just been in all the papers, everyone knows who he is just standing on a New York street without any security detail.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that.
Standing there. You're just standing there. Yeah.
Meant to be worth millions.
Diner. Yeah. in a rough bit of New York. No, I'll be fine. What's the
Yeah,
worst
we'll be
can happen?
fine.
I like
Like Batman.
Dad's looking out the window at the end, and love's first kiss, and he's very calm. He just kind of smiles and nods, seeing his daughter get off with the king.
A random stranger to him at this point.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, she just goes out
No,
and
he'll
starts
know.
necking on with anyone now.
She was on the blower to him about how they're,
Yeah, but has he seen him? Does he know what
he will do. He'll
what
have
he's on
Googled
about?
him. He'll have Googled him.
Do you reckon?
Hey,
Yeah,
let's
he'll have
Google-
Googled him and he'll have been showing it off. What like,
Yeah.
hey, our Amber's fucking necking on with him. Who's that?
Rubbing his hands,
King
like,
of Aldovia.
giving money sign.
Yeah.
Oh!
You can fuck the cafe.
I'm going to buy the hootenanny. What do you think of this film?
If I'm honest, let's judge it out of 10, shall we? If I'm honest, I give it like
Okay, stop.
4.
How many bulldogs out of 5? That's what Johnny Vaughan used
2
to
out
review.
of 5.
2 out
2
of 5.
bulldogs out of 5.
Bulldogs. Yeah, I think.
I think that's fair enough, isn't it?
You said a 4 out of 10 then. I think for me it's a 5. It's shite.
5.
Shite.
Straight down the line. So you could give it a 3 bulldogs.
2.5 bulldogs.
2.5 bulldogs.
2.5
Oh, we can go half bulldogs. So it may as well be out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. Bulldogs are better because Johnny Vaughan said it. Yeah.
He loved being English, that guy, didn't he? Oh, English.
Gives a shit. The best thing, the thing I'm proudest most of about this country is that no one gives a shit about coming from this country. It's brilliant. It's the future. Get on board, every other country. It's magic that no one here gives a toss about being English or British or anything. We've got more important shit to be doing, like crashing our economy. Vote for a bunch
and
of
voting
Nazis.
Tory.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait for the next election to go down and vote Tory again.
The whole point of this exercise, Book of Noel, is we liked reviewing. We thought our review of Love Actually was really fun and really funny. And I think if you I think the best film we've done for me is probably The Holiday. Or we might have one coming up that I think is the best.
The Holiday is good.
I think The Holiday at the top. But then we've done so many shit ones that
Lindsay Lohan one's jumping out at me.
I think the worst one. You liked the Lindsay Lohan one. I listened to that recently.
That's why he's jumping out.
Oh, right. I thought you meant for
close
the
to
worst.
the top.
But I think the worst one, maybe Christmas on the Square, Dolly Parton's one, because that wasn't even fun.
Yeah, that was terrible. But that was. I think that took me 3 separate sit downs to watch.
And you didn't watch the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think I did. Shit, it was the worst film.
That was like your last
5 minutes
of
of
your
my
advent
time.
calendar, and you get a bigger bit of Malteser, like a Malteser reindeer.
Do you know what I did with those 5 minutes? I sat in silence, just thinking.
It was lovely.
I could be watching that, and I'm like, no, I refuse.
This would be nearer the top, just because the standard's being so shit.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably in like number 4 or 5, just by default, that the film makes sense and isn't absolutely incoherent.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to give it props for having a black and gay best friend character. They could have just had one.
Starts out well.
Yeah.
It ticks a lot of bingo boxes, doesn't it?
It does.
But it is still a bit shit. It's not like my kind of film. It's not like Reservoir Dogs or something.
So there's your lot. Thank you, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed that. We might do the sequel next year. Who knows?
Yeah,
We've got 5 more films to do. The next one, do watch it before we do the next one. It's Christmas Chronicle. It's dreadful. It is.
Sorry.
Piss.
Do watch it, but sorry.
Yeah. Oh, watch it, but it is crap. Or you could just listen to our podcast. I'll watch this YouTube video. But yeah, thanks a million, and we'll see you next time. My Kermit the Frog.